Hi guys, Pastor Mick here from Calvary Chapel Blythe with another Monday Morning Preacher. Over the weekend, I preached about an encounter that Jesus had with a little guy, a tax collector by the name of Zacchaeus. Zacchaeus was a guy that was despised by everyone. The Jews hated him, the Romans used him, he ripped off his own people, and Jesus made a special point of the very last week of his life building toward a climax, in which he told the disciples, I'm going to Jerusalem, and everything that was foretold of me by the prophets is going to be fulfilled. He makes a very important point of seeing Zacchaeus, this tax collector, and connecting with him. Now on the way, he goes through Jericho, and it looks like he heals this blind guy by the name of Bartimaeus. On the way out of Jericho, he heals two other blind guys who are calling out, and Jesus heals them. And these are very messianic things to do. The disciples, it says in the next chapter, the disciples thought that he was going to Jerusalem and going to be crowned king. And so he's doing all this messianic incredible stuff on his way to Jerusalem, passing through Jericho, getting ready to head up the hill. And all of a sudden, as he's getting ready to leave Jericho, he has this encounter with this despised man, tax man by the name of Zacchaeus. Zacchaeus, it says, was a short guy. And you know, the interesting thing, all of us, when it comes down really to it, have fallen short of God's glory, and we aren't able to connect with Jesus. Zacchaeus had heard something about Christ, and he wanted to check him out. He climbs up in this tree. Jesus looks straight at him and says, Zacchaeus, you come down from that tree, because today I'm going to your house. And the encounter that he has with Zacchaeus completely changes him. So while all the disciples are really excited about this trip to Jerusalem, and he's doing all this messianic fulfillment kind of stuff, and the people, there's a lot of momentum building, and they think he's going to crown himself the Messiah and relieve them from the oppression of Rome, that he's going to be the new leader after they go to Jerusalem. Jesus had something else in mind. He wanted them to know that this is the climax of his ministry. He came to seek and to save the lost. He came to the people that were rejected, that were despised, that were messed up, and he wanted his people to know that this culmination, this climax week of his life was all about, yes, going to Jerusalem, dying on a cross, rising from the dead, but for the whole purpose of seeking and saving the lost. Zacchaeus was that guy. Nobody liked him. Everybody hated him. And Jesus says, Zacchaeus, I must come to your house today. It's a beautiful picture of Jesus reaching out. It's a beautiful picture that teaches the disciples of Jesus that we need to love those Zacchaeus type people in our life. People that have hurt us, people that have offended us, people that have ripped us off, people that have abused us. The love of Christ working through the people of Christ to show people there is hope, there's a second chance. He did that for Zacchaeus. He can do that for you. Have you put your trust in him? Jesus is reaching out to you like Zacchaeus. He's calling you. Are you ready? Are you ready to follow? God bless you. Have a wonderful week. Amen.